Right.
Is there any way we
Welcome
can stall
everybody. Tonight's chat is 3-item survival, but hypothetical 3-item survival, because unless you're Fergs, you're not going to be taking 3 items out with you and trying to survive. On the panel today, we have Bruce.
Hello. Hi, guys.
And next to Bruce, we have Kevin.
Evening, guys.
And next to Kevin, we have Dom.
Hello.
Right, so who wants to start
You sounded really intelligent.
Right, okay. Normal UK woodland. Let's say summertime, make it nice and easy. And you had to go out and spend... No, if you had to try and survive long term, what 3 items would you take? And we're not talking like multiple items like a fucking bug out bag. 3 individual items.
120 litre backpack with fucking rocket pouches.
Exactly. Yeah. So, my thinking on this would be probably a ferro rod to get fire started. But in the summer, you could be really, really lucky and be able to do friction fire. But it's a real toss-up. You probably don't need a knife because you could probably hunt down some flint. Well, I could be in Essex. I'll find something, or find some beer bottles. But what I think is probably a saw for processing wood, a blanket, and a ferro rod. But then because 3-item camps don't really work. So then instantly you've got no way of boiling water. So it's which one do you give up? You know, you need the fire to keep warm. You need a saw to process wood. I know you can sit there snapping branches and stuff. So probably ditch the saw and have a pot. But yeah, if it was fine.
I'd probably have. Yeah, I would probably have a very similar loadout. I probably wouldn't bother with a knife. I'd probably go for a decent kind of Grand Force axe or something along that kind of caliber. A wool blanket again, and again quite possibly a ferro rod as well. Because I don't know about you guys, but after the first 10 minutes of trying to friction fire, I give up because I just want to kill someone.
Yeah. But then it's like you just have to drink water from a stream and risk it.
But that's fine. I'd just do a Z outdoors and whittle myself a bowl.
Yeah, whittle yourself a Kurska and I suppose
I mean, yeah, the kind of whittling side of it would take time, but it's something you could do out there. But how well you could do it with an axe? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, well, it's like you can build a shelter, but a proper good shelter, is a good day's work. And while you're doing a good day's work, building your raised bed so you're not going to die of hypothermia, and you're getting off the ground so it's not sucking the heat out of you, you're not gathering firewood. If there's a couple of you, easy. But on your own, for a single person camp, building a shelter is a 2 or 3 day process. Unless you're John Carlyle, who just stays up till 3 o'clock in the morning and builds a full village. The last video, the video I watched today, it's just unreal what he's built. So.
See, I'd be a bit different then. I'd take a pot for boiling water, sterilising my water, boiling water. I would take a knife just because it's so versatile. You can do a lot finer work if you need to than an axe. But I probably would take the tarp. So that's instant shelter.
Yeah.
So I'm covered then. Then you can put a bit of time into a raised bed, and I don't know, some fire reflectors, and gather your firewood. So just knowing that I'm guaranteed to be dry, I'd rather have that than than the ferro rod. I can put a bit of time into a bow drill, but it's just that guaranteed a good night's sleep every night, and that bit of creature comfort is, keeps your morale up. So I think that definitely a tarp, a knife, and something to boil water in or carry water.
The only reason I didn't say a tarp is because after the first night, the tarp is going to be out of there because you've built a proper shelter. So you need a tarp for the first night. That's what I thought. You sort of slum it the first night under a blanket. And my wool blanket, I don't know if you could see it when I did that winter shelter. I've actually put tie-outs on all four corners of my blanket, so I could use a blanket as a tarp, and it would probably deflect off rain. It'd keep away drizzle and mist, just keep you dry. If you're sleeping by a fire, and it wouldn't burn because you're sleeping near a fire, which is a good thing about wool. But it's kind of like it made it a little bit more multi-use.
Okay, let's look at this from another point of view then. Even if you use the tarp, like Kev said, have the tarp out there so you've got the instant cover, once you've put that day or two's work in, you built yourself a decent shelter, you can then technically use that tarp to gather a 3x3 area pond worth of water.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and rainwater, you wouldn't have to filter it.
You could also, it has so many different uses. That's one of the reasons I take my schmag ammo with me, because I can use that to carry big lumps of wood, I can use it to filter water, and the same kind of principle with the tarp. So, yeah, good shout. I don't think there's really going to be any winners on this. I think each individual item has its own merits.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's purely down to personal preference.
Yeah. Well, everything... Sorry, go on, Matt.
Well, I was just going to say my threes. I would have probably gone with a multi-tool, because they're going to have, like the Leathermans have got a decent saw, half decent saw, and a knife, and some of them you can even get the little magnifying glasses on them. So there's solar, especially being in summer. A pot.
You have spent summer in the UK before, right?
Nah, I'll go on holiday.
My favourite day. It's my favourite day of the year.
Yeah, I had it last week. So yeah, a pot and a wool blanket as well. That would be my three.
Yeah.
So what would be your second? What would be your backups, and any reasons why?
Well, medical kit. I'll definitely have a medical kit, and you just don't go out without one.
Yeah.
But if you was doing this as a challenge, you would take a medical kit, but you just wouldn't use it. It's as in
Kit.
ghost kit, yeah, where you can't use it for Tinder and whatnot.
Send Mark the wrong link.
Oops.
I've sent the link to watch it.
Where was I?
First aid kit.
Yeah, first aid kit. Like you'd take it with you, but you wouldn't use it for Tinder, or you wouldn't use the scissors, or you wouldn't use the mirror and all that sort of stuff. But it's there if you need it, as an emergency. But then you'll have proper outdoor clothes on you, so you could still use like your clothes to filter water, like fill your sock up with moss and charcoal to make a rudimentary water filter. But without a pot, that becomes a mission. Yeah, you can build a birch bark pot, I know that, but while you're busy building your shelter, gathering firewood, getting a fire started, it's just so much easier just to take a pot with you, because it gets the ball rolling straight away. Everything you take with you, you could make, but you just need such a long timeline to get the ball rolling. It's just not worth it. But then, as the seasons change or the environment changes, so the kit would change. So,
Right. So what we're saying for winter then?
Yeah.
Arctic bag.
Yes.
Knife and a pot again.
Yeah.
But having said that, then I've got now to make a fire with, because in winter everything's going to be sopping wet. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it depends if it's snowy winter.
It won't work. A 3-item kit would never work in winter. You just need too many items.
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd struggle with 5.
Yeah. You'd struggle, but you only this is only hypothetical. We're not telling people to go out and. It's just like.
yeah, if you're watching this,
First, just
MTFU does not
big.
endorse stupidity.
No, it endorses stupidity totally, but it doesn't endorse suicide. But it's just hypothetical. It's like if you was in the desert, I would say take a tarp for shelter, because the sun's beating down on you the whole time. It's going to be it's John. Sun beating down, you're going to need some sort of shelter during the day, and then travel during the night. Whereas you're not going to need a wool blanket because you're not going to have to keep warm. You're not really going to need a fire. You just want like
I don't know.
40 litres of water.
Contrary to popular belief, deserts get very fucking cold in the evenings.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You're right, Bruce.
So that's when you'd be travelling.
Yeah, but sand doesn't burn very well.
I'm going to try that in Wicks tomorrow.
Yeah. Hi, John, you alright?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Awesome video, by the way.
Cheers.
Yeah, he was a busy boy.
So come on then, John. What 3 items for British summertime would you take?
Yeah.
I would take my axe, a pot, and a fire steel.
Yeah, so we're all sort of hitting along similar things here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because I'm more of an axe person than a knife person.
Yeah.
And I've got to have purification of water, and I've got to have fire because fire friction on flood zone I camp or where I would be, where I would be stranded. You're not doing that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Right. Yeah, I really need to practice the sort of different friction fires.
I mean, I've had fire by friction twice, 3 times, and they were all in the height of the summer.
Yeah.
And it was with wood I found out there, but it is just, every single thing has to be perfect, from the moisture to the dryness of the wood to the size of your board, everything. And it's just too much effort to do it in such a hurry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And you can spend so much time getting the fire going that you haven't built a shelter and you haven't gathered firewood.
Yeah, well, that's it. I would never use friction fire as my first option or even an emergency option. I'd use it as a complete last resort myself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're having to resort to friction fire, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's a complete last resort.
Sorry guys, but that might lead on to this experience as well. Where we're saying this is a completely hypothetical scenario. What would the first 3 things that you would need to do once you've established where you're staying? You've got your 3 pieces of kit. What are the first 3 things you would do with said 3 things of kit?
And water.
Water, fire, shelter, or depending on what it's like.
Shelter's the most important.
Yeah.
Shelter's definitely the most important.
I mean, even from the point of view of picking where you're going to stay.
The only reason I bring it up is because if we're talking about shelter, obviously we've got to construct a shelter. We're not going to do that with a £11 Mora. So John's right about the axe. Maybe the axe is more multifunctional than a knife.
Yeah,
I could build an entire village with a Mora if I had to. It's all perseverance, Mark. It's whatever you're used to. You know what I mean?
Whatever you've got,
you know what I mean? You could have one person that has the skill with a Mora that I have with my axe, and that person can build a perfectly good shelter with that. It's all to do with perseverance and what you have.
Would it depending on your situation, your scenario, what the hypothetical situation that you're in would dictate what survival items you'd choose, sort of thing. So You know.
Well, I think any survival situation, I'm still going to grab an axe, a pot, and a fire steel because
Right.
they're
So
the three
you're set
basic
up on the
minimum
axe.
things that I need.
So you're obviously you're set up on the axe. So is there any sort of opposing opinion to the axe? Do you know what I mean? Just to
Yeah, well, it's heavy and you can take chunks out the blade really easily.
Yeah, but then again, they call it a debris shelter because it's made out of crap.
Yeah.
It doesn't
you
matter.
can snap with your hands. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can always snap it between a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah.
trees. And it's just and a shelter doesn't necessarily have to be something you build. It could just be a fallen tree.
Yeah.
Like a fallen
You're just
conifer.
sleeping under the roots, or
Yeah, if you can crawl under a sort of fallen
a natural rock formation or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've actually seen trees that have fallen over in the woods where the root system has
I have too,
come
man.
over itself, and you can crawl under that. And you'd probably need probably about 2 foot of coverage, and you're completely enclosed.
I mean, obviously, if I was doing a two-piece item, I'd go for the fire steel and the pot because I can do it without an axe. The axe is just something that I prefer instead of a knife or a saw.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you can build a rudimentary shelter. Well, I've seen your video on it. You build,
I
build
haven't.
a shelter, gathered the firewood.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, with an axe, you haven't just got an axe. You've got something that's going to feather sticks. You've got something that's going to be used as a hammer. You've got multiple uses for an axe. But I mean, if you were to do without an axe, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Just get bits of wood that are already the size you need. That's it. Or put them up at such an angle that you stamp on them and it breaks.
Yeah.
I think the only time I wouldn't take an axe is if I had access to my Schrade knife that you see in my videos. The recurve blade on that, and the weight of it as well, enables me. I mean, I've chopped down trees with that fucking knife. So I'd be quite happy with either or, in all honesty.
Has anyone seen those little gadgets? I say little gadgets, not a gadget. It's an axe that you can, if you can get a stick, you can take it strap it to a stick, and you've got an axe.
Yeah, they look crap.
Take it off, and you've got like a herb shredder, and you've got a knife that can do fine detailing work. I don't know how good they are, but if you could make a really good one of them, that would be ideal because it'd fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
Let's spin it around then. 3 items. Volcanic island.
Ooh,
that is a good one, that.
I'd only need one. No, seriously, I'd need one.
There's a boat out.
A pina colada, and that would do me.
A fucking jetpack, so I could just nope my way out of there. If I put it this way, if I'm stranded on a volcanic island, I probably deserve to be there.
Yes. There's no point in trying to save yourself. You belong there.
That's it. If I piss somebody off that much that they've dropped me off next to a fucking volcano, I probably deserved it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking more Tenerife. I'm thinking like
thinking Lanzarote.
Lemon.
I was thinking Lanzarote too. I was thinking boiling fish in hot pools and that.
Talking of Tenerife, did anyone ever hear about that news story that they built a dam in order to get some water power? But because it's all volcanic rock, they built the dam. They opened up the floodgates, like the sluices, as it were, and all the water just disappeared into the porous surface of the volcanic rock. It never actually worked. I don't actually know whether it's a thing. It was just one of them stories that you hear at work or down the pub. But I think it was a thing though that they did it. Yeah. But surely, if they're engineers enough to build a dam,
surely to God check the rocket was going to be built into.
Surely they would have checked that.
Yeah.
But it was quite funny. The guy that told me it was a bit of a comedian, so he was probably pulling me leg. But it was quite a funny story. They opened up the sluice gates and they woke up and it filled up. Well, it filled up and then they went to sleep. Woke up in the morning, it was empty because the volcanic rock had just absorbed all the water. But it was quite funny.
So suppose on a volcanic island you're going to have boiling rock pools, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just scop a tea bag in there, man, and you're sweet. A rock pool full of boiling tea, man, and
you're right
next to that.
If you live in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yorkshire tea, they'll drink a lot.
Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be there's not going to be much water there.
Also, will the water not be contaminated with sulfur
No.
It can be, yeah. It can,
and ash? Because I don't think you can drink contaminated water with ash, can you?
yeah. Ash won't hurt you.
If it's got carbon in it, John, it'll filter it anyway.
But
Filter out the nasties.
Lots of nasties that can be.
Just don't drink anything fish is floating in.
Yeah. Anything that the birds don't go near
Yeah.
is probably acid. Anything with skeletons floating in it.
But having said that, something like that, you could probably scavenge plenty stuff off the beaches and make yourself a still.
True enough. There's always bottles and stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
Every beach, there's always a bottle.
Yeah, I really want to build a still. I tried last year when I did that beach camp, but it's a real faff to make it compact enough. But I might just try and totally redesign it.
You could always go Bear Grylls and go for a seawater enema
Oh, fuck that.
to rehydrate yourself.
That doesn't work. That'll
I'd
kill you.
rather die from first.
Yeah.
Then eat some spiders.
It's not
and
seawater anyway. It was mucky water. It was rainwater out the boat. It was mucky rainwater. It's not seawater.
No, because the salt would actually, by osmosis, suck all the minerals out of your body because it's.
Well, salt's a diuretic, isn't it? So it just dehydrates you more than it rehydrates you.
Yeah, but it would.
I know people go on about Bear Grylls and his survival, but I saw a video of Lofty Wiseman the other day, and he was asked the question, "What do you think about him?" And he turned around and went, "He's a fucking idiot. he's just a big child." And some of the things he does, I sit there and I go, "Do you know what? Hats off to you. That takes some balls." Other things, I sit there and I go, "But why?"
Never mind Bear Grylls, it's his cameraman we should be praising. I watched a documentary on Bear Grylls' cameraman, man, and that guy is more hardcore than Bear Grylls. He should be the one on the documentary, not Bear Grylls.
He does all the same stuff carrying a camera.
At this point, though, Dom, he is just playing up to the camera, isn't he? He's bringing it to the masses. That's what he's doing.
Which is all very fine and well, but if you're promoting something like how to survive in a survival situation, let's drink dehydrated fluid.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't say he's a survival expert. He says he's an entertainer.
Now he does.
Yeah, now he does. Yeah.
But I'm not being funny. I'm sorry. I know Lofty Wiseman is a legend. I know Lofty Wiseman is a legend in a lot of people's eyes. But if push come to shove, and I had the choice between Lofty Wiseman, that crooked old bastard with spinal bifida, and fucking Bear Grylls in a survival situation, I know who I'd prefer to have with me. Would you have the young, fit, agile man or the wrinkled old crow? You know what I mean?
Would you? Okay, but on the flip side, would you take the old battered crow with 3 times the life experience of the young Boy Scout?
I would take the old guy because then at least you don't have to worry about him getting hurt. He's just going to sit on the beach and give you all his information.
Yeah, but he'd die after 3 miles. He'd have a heart attack.
Then you can eat him.
What I mean?
No, he'd probably outpace most of us. I mean, if anyone who saw my video I released today, I can't even keep up with a fucking pheasant.
No. If you was in a survival situation with Lofty Wiseman, as soon as you went to sleep, the old bastard would slit your throat.
No.
It's
He
funny.
was good in his day, but I think he's had his day.
Oh no, yeah, he's fantastic, really. You know,
Fantastic, yeah.
to do some of the stuff that he's done, and you know, you can't really criticise any of them.
Nah, but he's older than Dirt, Bruce.
Oh God, yeah. But it's like the Bushcraft show where they keep dragging him out every year, and he says exactly the same speech. And
Has he wrote any books?
Yeah, he wrote.
The Survival Guide.
Yeah, that's the one.
SAS Survival Guide, yeah.
I love that book. There's loads of useful stuff in that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Imagine having him alive on the beach just to tell you all that without taking the book with you.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the app on my phone, but as soon as your battery's flat, you're dead anyway.
I've got the book. It's just covered in graffiti and duct tape.
Yeah, I did have the book.
Yeah, mine's signed by the man himself.
What, you got Bear Grylls to sign it?
Do you not think that if you've got the Survival Guide, the pocket size one, the little tiny one,
yeah,
the pocket guide, if you find yourself in a situation where you still need that survival guide, you're pretty much screwed anyway. Because you must have sat at home and read that from cover to cover a number of times. If he still hasn't sunk in, you're fucking dead.
Yeah,
You deserve to fucking die.
I mean, just looking through some of these comments, Fergs, Parang, Zebra Can, and a Ferro Rod. I'm just not going to even go there with the comment a couple of comments down.
What's that?
Yes, if he's any of his, I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Once we go offline, because I'm just not even getting into it on here.
Is it racist or something? Is it? Or
No, it's put it this way: with recent events,
Okay.
These nuts.
it's not anyone from the community.
It's troll. We got a troll.
Yeah,
Let's beat the troll.
within the first friggin' 20 messages as well. We're getting better.
Let's beat the troll.
First aid kit. Obviously, that's a first aid kit's a given. We're not going to say don't take your first aid kit.
Yep.
Because if you're Fergs, you're going to hurt yourself.
Will you leave Fergs alone, the poor bastard?
But Fergs says don't go out without one. So
Yeah, I know. We class first aid as ghost kit. We'll do it as the 5-item camp, shall we? So,
Basher
first aid ghost kit.
said a hooped bivvy, British Army sleeping bag, and his new Pathfinder bush pot.
So you can freeze to death in the dry then, that's alright, yeah.
Well, not in an Arctic bag, you'll not. Not in the middle of summer. I suppose, actually, having said that, it is UK.
Sorry, I've
Still
just
cold at
seen
night,
what the trolls just put. That's
Yeah, I'm just not even going to go there, Dom.
Fergs, you're right. I haven't seen any of your
think
stuff.
it's
I
full
will get round to it.
You haven't. Oh. Fergus's videos are well worth watching.
Yeah.
He's
He almost dies in every one.
Yeah, he's going to change his channel name to Ferg's Survival by Accident.
I survived only just.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one.
I've
trolls.
totally ruined my axe this
Two
week.
trolls.
Right then, 3 items for jungle. Mosquito net.
Record player, a microphone, and a big bass speaker.
Oh, I'd go with, for every scenario, a fire lighting method, a method of lighting fire. Because fire is like cooking, signalling, warmth, morale.
Yeah.
So no matter what scenario you're in, no matter what scenario you're in, you've got to be able to light a fire, even
Are we
if you're in the
talking?
desert.
Are we talking rainforest jungle?
Yeah, exactly. You ain't going to light a fire in the rainforest.
I'd take a lighter. Fuck the Pharisee rod like. Not a chance, man. I've seen how hard that is to write on floodplains with a Pharisee rod. Never mind a jungle like.
Yeah, jungle where it's just constantly damp and rotting, with mosquitoes everywhere.
Yeah, definitely a light or a blowtorch. I think a blowtorch, definitely.
Fuck it, just go full on flamethrower.
Just a jerry can of petrol.
Yeah.
An oxyacetylene torch.
Yeah.
Or my chainsaw, then I can cut wood and just pour the petrol out the tank onto it.
Right, and then fight off any fucking anacondas.
Yeah.
Has anyone in the side chat got any questions or any scenarios that they want to throw forward? Just obviously we've had a half-hour educational bit.
It's about.
How about the school run?
Ooh.
Just no.
Pack of 3, I do.
Biggest
All
Land
them mills.
The biggest Range Rover you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Hermetically sealed, so my children don't actually get to breathe any oxygen in the half-a-mile drive from my house. Probably some sort of processed food, like sweets, just to shut them the fuck up.
Sweets don't shut them up, Bruce. Sweets
just make them worse.
Sweets gives them wings.
What? No. It doesn't matter.
red flag
shuts
to a
them
ball,
up
that
while
is.
they're in the car chewing because they've got a mouthful of fucking chewits or whatever. Then once you chuck them out into the playground, then they're someone else's fucking problem.
Yeah, kick them out of the car whilst it's still moving,
Yeah.
full of E numbers, and say, right, they're your problem now for the next 6
Give them
hours.
a can of Red
Fucking
Bull.
deal with it.
Fuck it, why not?
Does anybody else feel like we've gone off of topic here?
Just a bit.
Just me. No.
It's still a survival scenario. You don't bring children up, you survive with children, don't you?
You're not safe to leave your front room. Please do not leave the house. Because it's people like you that get people like us sent in to come and rescue you.
Who said that?
Ferg says 3 items to survive a camp with me.
Hot water bottle, because he's always done. He's
I'll
always.
tell you what, whoever commented on that we're not safe to leave our living rooms, if they ever come camping with us, they'd never go back the same again. They wouldn't be rescuing us. They'd come back traumatised.
Yeah.
You realise rape's illegal, right?
Don't the camp with
We don't call it that. We call it struggle snuggles.
Yeah, potato.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 3 items to survive a camp with Fergs then.
Defibrillator.
Ambulance. Favourite game, Coast Guard.
Maybe a boat would be a good idea.
Yeah,
Thunderbird 3.
satellite.
Yeah.
Better yet, we'll just go wild camping in the gardens at the hospital, and then we can just it's literally 2 seconds away from the garden at the hospital, just, in the shrubbery outside the hospital next to the bench.
I thought you meant at the secure mental unit where Fergs lives.
Well, Ferg wasn't a self-harmer, but after tonight, I'm not too sure.
My survival item for camping with Fergs would be a couple of lemons. I'll just slice them up and put them all the way around my areas.
Nice, yeah. Fergs is scared of lemons.
Yeah, did anyone ever watch Charmed, where they had the 4 crystals they put around a certain demon to keep it concealed?
Just use lemons.
Yay!
Give me 4 lemons. Just put 4 lemons around it just to keep him in a certain perimeter.
Yeah.
Just to keep him in the swing park.
Right.
you watch Charmed.
Before we kind of get too crazy,
What?
got a giveaway tonight.
Woohoo!
Basically, what I was thinking, after this is all uploaded, if everyone who's watched, even people who are watching the repeated one, can put a comment and share the video.
Yep.
Just down the bottom, just nice and simple. I'll leave it going until next week's chat, and we'll announce it on next week's chat. Basically, what I'm going to do is give you this little tinder pouch. It's got a couple of little brew bits, some fat wood, box of matches, stuff like that in it. I'll probably put a couple of little bits more, and that's what the giveaway is. So once this one goes live, once the video goes live after it's finished, if you can comment and share down the bottom.
Yep.
That's all you have to do. Nothing major, nothing exciting. And we'll draw next week.
Yeah. Nice one. Yeah, so the 3 item camp is kind of pretty pointless. It'll be okay for 24 hours, but long-term survival on a 3 item camp is going to be very, very difficult. The weather would really need to be in your favour.
Also, we spoke about this on the WhatsApp the other week. About it depends on what you can procure over that time. So if you said 3 items for 24 hours, what could you then procure within those 24 hours to sustain your long-term survival? And it then got silly when we started saying, well, where are you? What time of year is it? You know, it's an interesting debate. It's an interesting topic to talk about because encourages other topics and other debates and other conversations.
Well, if you're like on a beach, you're going to get stuff washing up on the beach. No matter where you are in the world, you're going to get driftwood, plastic,
condoms.
Yeah.
If you're in Jaywick Mark II Fiestas,
yeah, people.
Yeah.
But then, if you're like in a local woodland, you're probably going to get rubbish like crisp packets, bottles, crap like that. But then, if there's people around, you're more likely to be saved. But if you're in an area where there's no people around, the chances of procuring anything man-made to carry water or rubbish or something like that is pretty bloody slim. You know. So that's sort of a beach camp. Yeah, okay, you can relatively safely assume that something's going to wash up on the beach. But if it drops in the middle of the woods in America, that's like 400 square miles, there ain't going to be nothing in there that's man-made. You know, there ain't going to be a lot to help you down there.
I've just got this vision of Bruce stood at this beach waiting for something to wash up, and all of a sudden it's a fucking whale.
That'll do.
We'll take that part in seconds, Tom. Don't you worry about that. You'll have that in bits. But the thing is, as well, if you find that the other thing, if you find yourself 400 miles in the middle of nowhere in North America somewhere, and you've only got 3 items. Firstly, how the fuck did you get there?
Stag party.
Stag party, yeah. An Uber driver dropped me off.
Congratulations, you are Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
But, maybe plane crash. So if it was a plane crash, you'd have loads of resources on a plane crash. That would be more realistic, because let's face it, you don't end up 400 miles in the middle of nowhere. You don't, for no reason. Do you know what I mean? There must be a scenario that got you there.
Oh, definitely, yeah. If you're driving and your car broke down, there's loads of stuff you can steal from your car.
So what would we take off of the car then? What 3 items would we take off the car?
I'd take the door off.
So you could wind the window down and keep cool.
Yeah.
John, are you blonde? You ain't blonde, are you?
John is on point tonight.
I'd have the headlight out to use as a convex mirror for fire starting.
I thought you were going to say so you could use it as a light there. I was just about to say, it doesn't work once you detach it from the car.
I was going to say, I'll have to take a cigarette lighter.
The battery, you can light fire with the battery. You can light fire. You got petrol in it. You can set fire to the bloody seats in it. Rip all the lining out of them.
How about the tyres for signalling? You set fire to
you could use the tyres.
Tyres, the black smoke for signalling.
Burn the tyres. You could.
That's the rest of it.
What I try and do is drive out with it. Why don't you just use the car for the car?
Well, obviously, if it's wrapped around a tree or broken in some severe way, like a snap cam belt or something.
And if all the windows are broken, you can't wind them down, so you're going to get extremely hot.
That's true. Yeah. What else could you use? You use the actual car itself for shelter and save you having to build one.
So that totally happened to me in Wales like 2 months ago.
Yeah, we know. you failed at life.
See, you did it wrong. You didn't set fire to it. That's what you were wrong, Dom.
No. We know about it.
Yeah.
Who was that guy that had his car set fire to?
What did you say, Dom?
I'll say what's happened to Dom's video. He's on his side. We've got to look at him.
I see. The funny thing was, I was just sitting here watching you guys, and you've all fucking gone a bit mad. Let me have a look and see what's gone wrong here.
That's
better. Bruce, who was that guy that had his car set fire to, and he was
I
don't know. Who got their car set fire to?
Dale Skidmore said he'd seen a documentary on telly, and he saw a bloke survive on an island with an ice skate, a football, and some feathers.
I'd have a go at that, like.
That's Castaway.
Thanks.
And a load of packets.
Next week on Malt Disney.
Yeah.
Well, that fucking killed the conversation, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so really, Dom, you did wrong in when you was in Wales. You should have started pulling your headlights out, stripping down the lining, making yourself a set of clothes, pull out the carpets, make yourself a shelter, and set fire to the
See,
car.
I would have done, but the problem is it's an MG. I couldn't fucking trust it.
That's true. It probably wouldn't.
It's a rover. It's a rover, and there's not a thing on it that's worth anything anyway.
Well, you say that, but it's actually on my drive at the minute, being broken for pieces. It's already made me like 200 quid.
No, yeah, we had an MG, one of them MG ZRs.
Yeah, the MG Basic.
Yeah. I think we blew it all out. When we blew it out, we took the headlights out of it, the wing mirrors off of it, the roof lining. I think it was 250 quid, and then we scrapped it for 180 quid. Unreal. Because you can't get the bits to them. They're like rocking all shit. All the bits.
Well, we've got a guy who can, but
yeah, but you pay through the nose for them.
actually we get discount because he's part of the owners club as well.
Obviously.
But that's by the by.
Yeah.
Has anyone got anything that they want to add? Or anything that they want to talk about?
Anyone got another funny scenario? Because obviously we're off the educational part. Another funny 3-item survival situation. Because that last one was.
Snow then. Snowy.
So where are we?
A snow situation. Well, you can build like an igloo or a tunnel into the snow, depending on how deep this bloody snow is. Probably a saw for processing firewood, because a lot of the trees and a lot of the deadfall will be like 6 foot under the snow, so you go around cutting the top branches off the trees.
What was that scenario there? I zoned out.
In about 6 foot of snow.
Oh man.
I think that's in the boreal or something like that. You gotta have a good.
Because you can always melt water or lick snow once it's hot enough. And then some way of lighting fire, a lighter.
It's really hard to light a fire in snow, like.
Yeah.
Especially if it's been there for a while, because you start to get permafrost, don't you? And
yeah. Okay. I'll take your flamethrower then.
You would, man, because when I went up to the Highlands of Scotland and they tied me to that Land Rover bonnet and that in the snow, and I camped next to that frozen lake. That was diabolical, like, and every single bit of wood was just frozen right to the centre. So
ain't that when like semi-hardwoods like maple and stuff start to explode? Like cherry, if it's frozen, it explodes.
I don't know. I've never seen an exploding tree unless I caused it, like.
Yeah, no, there was. Yeah, no, there was a thing on MythBusters about pine trees exploding, where if the temperature drops fast enough and quick enough, the water inside the tree expands and the tree explodes. And the worst that's going to ever happen is the tree can crack, but it's not going to explode.
I was going to say, how many people do you know that dip fucking pine trees in liquid nitrogen?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a lot of liquid nitrogen.
Do you know what I mean? Who the fuck's dishing this out?
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, wood just frozen right to the core, and we were defrosting the wood before we could even light it.
Yeah.
Glenn,
I've got another scenario for
wife
you.
and kids.
So I've got another scenario. So it's the last week of July, first week of September, height of summer. You find yourself in a council estate in Birmingham.
Definitely not a mobile phone because they're going to steal it. Don't take your wallet because they'll steal that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't take anything.
Yeah, just go naked.
Yeah. Well,
no, don't go naked. Wear a loincloth so you don't get arrested for indecent exposure.
Well, no, yeah. Well, you'd probably need some Kappa trainers and a tracksuit and a baseball cap, so you can blend in.
Shell suit.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one thing, and it's going to be a GCSE math test, and I'm going to say to them, if you can answer every fucking question in this, you can have whatever's in my pocket. While they're scratching their heads trying to work out how to spell their own names, I'll just walk off.
I wouldn't even go GCSEs, mate. I'd go 11 plus.
Yeah.
What is the square root of 4?
Yeah.
What is the square root of 4?
7.
21.
Yeah.
11.
You need a Canis Tenant Super as well.
Mm.
That's an important bit of kit. Yeah.
A packet of 3, an apology note from Durex, and a gyro.
Apology note from Durex. Oh dear.
Can't we be more creative than this, guys?
What about a scenario that could actually happen? Like you're camping in winter, and a tree falls and pins your leg to the ground.
Chew your leg off.
Yeah, but would you?
I watched a video the other day about.
And your three piece kit is just simply out of reach.
Well, hopefully you've told someone you're going.
Nah, I never do. No one ever finds me.
Yeah, well, in theory, you would have told someone where roughly you was going. So if you didn't come home by a certain time, they'd come and find you, and you'd just be laying around the tree going,
No one cares, Bruce. No one cares. No one's coming looking.
No one cares. If I couldn't move the tree or bar the tree or get the fucking thing off of me, I don't know. Probably try digging me.
Yeah, I think I'd try digging underneath my leg, like.
Digging underneath with my hands.
And just biting chunks out of the trunk with my bare teeth.
Yeah.
Till I just got through.
Yeah. Or chew your leg off. Which is difficult. You can't really reach your leg.
I'd be interested to hear your answers on this one. In Kieran's chat earlier on this evening, he read a story about some people in New Zealand, and they had an accident while I was doing some sort of sporting event, and it was in the ocean. After 8 or 9 emergency attempts to try and rescue them and find them, they got pronounced dead, and they had a funeral and a ceremony. Then after 50-something days at sea, they turned up. If you was like stuck on a bit of floating debris in the ocean, what 3 items would you want then?
Armbands.
Some
fucking armbands to keep me afloat.
Probably a solar still.
Sorry.
Yeah, a solar still I'd have. Flares. And probably a fishing line.
I was going to say, a method of catching food, yeah. Sustainability at that stage, isn't it?
But then, you know, if you didn't have a still, you can always, if you can manage to catch fish even with your hands, if you eat their eyes, fish eyes have got fresh water in them, or fresher than salt water. So you know, but you'd say, oh, that's nothing. But something like a tuna eye is a fair old.
Yeah, it's a fair bite.
Good luck catching a tuna, Bruce. Fucking hell.
Well, if you had a fishing kit.
Yeah, but you get that in that normally with life rats and that bail off ships and all that. They've got like standard stuff with them, haven't they?
But you catch a little fish and then use that as bait.
Yeah, to catch a bigger fish.
You are aware that some tuna weigh up to 1,000 pounds.
Well, I'd get it to the surface and then jump in and like just fucking start eating it as it was floating next to my boat. Start biting it while it's alive still.
Yeah. After I'd sucked its eyes out.
Jump on it, suck its eyes out, pull its fins off and just tie it to the boat.
Yeah. But then I would train it and use it as an outboard engine.
The soul would come first.
Yeah.
Fucking tuna. You'd have a better chance against a crocodile.
Well, these guys actually drunk a bit of salt water. And they ate one seagull. All they had in that time was one seagull. But what would you do? How would you try and fabricate stuff if you never had your stuff then? If you never, if you've got any ideas of how you could make a still or how you could make some cordage for a fishing line or something?
Well, it's like
If you had nothing.
Plastic bowls, if you've got any plastic bowls.
you can make like little fish traps with plastic bottles, where you cut the top off and turn it round. Like so, this like makes like a valve. You could catch very very small fish with that, and then use them as bait. But as for cord, if you had a wool jumper on, you could sit there and unravel all that and make a load of line. But something simple like mackerel, you don't even need a hook for them. You just have feathers. Things like eels you can catch with wool, because eels' teeth are all facing backwards, and they grab onto wool and they can't actually let go of it. So it's like sticks to their teeth like Velcro.
I think
So you just
one of the most important
wool in, you'll catch eel.
One of the most important things I'd say on if using that situation would be to conserve as much energy as you possibly could, because you're already in a dire situation. So it's counterintuitive to say don't panic, because who the fuck in this world's not going to panic? But that would be paramount. It would be not to panic and overdo it.
Fergus has just said.
I'll shoot myself anywhere where the shot.
Oh, go on, Kev.
It was a plane crash.
If it's a plane crash or the boat sinking, you'll have a basic ocean survival kit in there anyway. Not necessarily if it's gone down that quickly you haven't been able to grab anything. Because there are ways and things that...
this was my...
But they all fitted with that ring, like the survival ring, the life raft, and they come pre-equipped, don't they?
What if that's faulty though?
Because
there's no way of testing it unless you pull the pin. And you shouldn't really be pulling the pin in port when you don't need it.
I suppose, but then I think you're pushing the envelope there. You might as well. I don't know. There comes a point where you time's up, isn't there?
Because all the things can happen. You know what I mean? You could go on an ocean liner and the lifeboats might not go down.
Well, I think at that point, that's where you put your head between your legs and kiss your sorry ass goodbye, to be fair. When everything's against you, it's your time to go. I know it's counterintuitive to like a survival chat, but fucking hell, how much bad luck do you need?
Yeah, but with survival though.
So what, you start hanging around with fags?
But if everything's stacked together, you just keep breathing in and out. Just keep breathing in and out, because someone could always come along and save you. 5 minutes after you've given up. So,
yeah, no.
That would be devastating.
You know what I mean? You just think, oh well, I'm going to hang myself, and then someone walk around the corner. Oh look.
Yeah, I'm not saying give up completely, but conserve your energy, conserve reserves and calories, and just hope that someone comes to you in time. Because I'm not being funny. When you're bobbing around like a bobbin in the middle of the ocean somewhere with nothing on you, I mean, the last thing on my mind is going to be, how am I going to get a fishing line? How am I going to, fabricate a hook? How am I going to, get an outboard motor? How am I going to trap this 1,000-pound tuna just so I can suck his eyeballs?
I just want to see John eat it.
Yeah, you don't have to catch 1,000-pound tuna. Just a fucking tuna will do.
Yeah,
even one that's 100 pounds, even a baby, it's like
the tension, right? That the hair on my back could hold. I reckon I could shave my back, make a fishing line, get the tuna, strap it to the side of the boat, jump out, suck its eyes out so it's blind, and then just start eating it while it's wiggling around on the side of the boat.
Ride it home.
Yeah, just ride it home.
I just want to see it.
Yeah. If you get two of them, you could use them like skis.
Forget this big We're like into cartoon survival now.
Yeah.
Like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Good job we don't have a TV show. You think Bear Grylls is daft? You want to see his lot?
No, that's
Then I'd take one for the team, rape it, then eat it.
there's so many ways and means about it.
No, yeah, but sea survival is just total bloody fortitude. It's such a fucking.
It's perseverance and sheer drive. That's what it is.
Such a nasty place. All the water and nothing to drink.
Yeah.
Just you got heat. You've got dehydration. You've got lack of food.
I think if I was in a raft in an ocean, I think the fact that I can't swim would probably cause me more shock for the first hour than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy that was stuck out at sea for 72 days. And I think it was like 8 litres of water, 3 kilos of food. But he was out there 72 days, and whilst he was out there, he developed a separate personality. And they used to fight each other for who would have the water that day and who would have the food that day.
Damn right. Who do you think Wilson is?
It's on a top trending video. The 10 most severe survival stories.
Was it a tiger? Was it Life of Pi?
I've not seen that yet.
That's actually a really good film. That.
I think it was just
Life of Pi. It was terrible.
Dude, I was like, as I smoked like 20 joints before I watched it, man. That lion is epic.
It's a tiger.
All right, it's a big cat.
It's a tiger.
It's a big cat, all right.
If you want to see a really good film, go on Amazon and type in The Incredible Bulk. Now that is a good film.
That sounds like a porno with two fat people shagging.
Bruce, you know that video that you showed me the other week, the really bad one.
No.
I can't remember what it's called now. You showed me the really poorly made green screen. But it almost looks like one of John's camps.
Right.
Remember?
What, From Beyond?
No, not From Beyond. The other. Oh fuck! What was it? I can't remember it. It's a short film, isn't it? It's the entire film, but it's really corny and really.
Oh, Kung Fury.
That's it, right? Well, The Incredible Bulk is worse than that.
It's got to be worse than that because Kung Fury is probably the best film ever made.
Yeah.
Has everyone seen Kung Fury?
Nah, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Look, search on YouTube for Kung Fury. It's fucking hilarious. It's just total cheesy, crappy, but entertaining. It's only like half an hour long, but they did some like a fundraiser for it online, and all people online like donated money, and they made the film. Yeah, crowdfunding type thing. And they made the film from it, but yeah, pretty funny.
Right. Unless anyone else has got anything to talk about.
Yeah, no, we've gone over.
Where?
Yeah.
What's about?
Well, a couple of minutes to. Yeah, I did my 700 subs giveaway. Thank you to everyone who entered. Kev eventually won it. The lucky bastard.
Yes, prick. That was mine.
You broke the last one.
Well, no, but he made it bigger and better, so I wouldn't break it again.
Yeah.
Do you know the funny thing about that was, Kev, is that I kept hitting with it, and someone else spotted down there, Phil, didn't he? He went, Mark, there's something wrong with that. I was like, what? He went, look at it. I was like, shit, Bruce, mate, I'm really sorry. He went, that was a piece of shit anyway. So he was going Bruce's, but how bad do you feel? You're using something that belongs to somebody else, and you break it. And I didn't just break it, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
But we were working this bit of wood, John, for about 3/4 of an hour trying to get through this bit of birch. And it just so happened it was me that it happened to.
Unlucky, see, and that's why I never use other people's stuff, man, because I just wreck everything anyway.
But it was like a machete cookery, and it was like 2.5 mil thick. You know, I've got thicker kitchen knives.
Oh, it was like a pastry knife, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, I think shout out for today. Obviously, everyone knows that Dom's been on the panel tonight. He deserves a lot more subs than what he's got.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, his
don't
last
watch
video
the
was actually
video,
quite interesting. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
I'll put the link and everything to his channel.
Dom demonstrates.
Yeah, down in the box below.
Oh, is that who that guy? See, I clicked too late. Who it was, man?
I'll put all of
Yeah.
the links in below. And that's us for tonight, guys. So if everyone wants to say bye, then I'll end the
Bye.
stream. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Wayne.
Right, it's taters.